Good morning, everybody. We are here at the E La Bestia Bridal store, and we are interviewing Rachael McEwen, who is a beautiful client of this business and who has had a very painful story that she would like to share with our readers and our listeners and our audience. So, Rachael, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, so Rachael, tell us something about yourself, so your life before and after 2009.
Okay. Before that time period, I was, I guess, like everybody else. I used to work every day and I had a job that I loved, and travel was my thing that I used to do. I used to go overseas twice a year, and I was independent and able to do pretty much whatever I wanted to do. So I was happy. Life was good. And then I came into a situation where I ended up with bilateral clots in my legs. I woke up one night and I basically couldn't walk, and the end result was the clots, and I was wheelchaired for about 6 months, and then it was pretty difficult because I was used to, driving, going here, going there, going to work even, and I couldn't do any of that anymore. So it sort of seemed to snowball from there. My health just took a really bad downturn after that, to the situation where I was eventually diagnosed with a tumour, which they classed as a brain tumour, and along with MS. So it was all a bit of a shock for me, and I didn't know what I was going to do, of course, because you don't expect all that news all at once. So my life changed dramatically and became a challenge, but I decided I would take the challenge on and be the winner of everything.
Of course, that's so brave of you.
Yeah, so big changes, all in a matter of probably maybe an 8 to 12 month period. So.
And what would you say caused the whole thing?
Well, they don't really know. At the time, I was taking a medication, the pill for contraception.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that probably played a big part in it. But as far as, what happens with the other things that were diagnosed after the fact, they could have been there and just not been showing any symptoms because there was nothing to aggravate them.
Yes.
But because I had the problem with my blood, it seemed to trigger everything. So everything came to the forefront, and here's your list of what's wrong with you, and let's see what we can do about it for you. But nothing was curable. It's all manageable to the best of their ability and my ability, because I really believe a positive outlook is the only outlook to have. Because
Absolutely.
If you don't, you won't make it. You can't. I can't sit there and think about it all the time, because that doesn't change anything. So so we just wake up every day, and if it's a good day, I go and do whatever I feel I want to do, and if it's a bad day, well, we have a rest and see what happens.
Absolutely. So how have you managed to cope with this kind of a crisis? Have you been able to seek aid under the health legislation and funding guidelines in Victoria?
Sadly, no. They don't actually recognise my situation. As far as coping, it is still day to day, because I never know, what I'll wake up with as in symptoms. I can go from vertigo to headaches to, migraine, no balance. That's a good one. Try and walk around the house with, hit a couple of walls on the way. It's no fun. But you still manage it. But as far as assistance from any of the government bodies, they don't class me as eligible, because A, I've got a partner, and B, I rely on my own income protection that I happened to take out when I was working. So they don't think that I require any assistance. However, I would slightly disagree, because, and it's not just for myself, I think for anybody who has one or multiple disorders that are only manageable, it is very costly to see specialists, provide yourself with medications, hospital visits, operations. They add up very, very quickly, and like my brain surgery that I had just on a year ago now, the bill was around the $20,000 mark. Some of that was covered, obviously. We have a Medicare in this country, but you've got to pay out of pockets for everything.
Of course,
and
yeah.
It's a difficult situation, but it's just another one to win. You know, you've got to look at it and say, well, you know, the positive outcome is I don't have the brain tumour inside my head anymore, which is very good because I was struggling a lot with that. And you just move on, you know, you just work it out. You know, and that's what we've done.
So do you have a job currently?
No, I'm not able to work because of the various things that are wrong with me and the medications I take. Chemotherapy drugs every day, and I take a blood thinner, which is warfarin, which is also a bit dicey with other things. And the fatigue that can come, you know, by mid-afternoon and things like that. I can't hold down a job, unfortunately. I would like to. I worked full-time from the time I was 21, and when I was forced to stop work, that was a big thing for me because I felt like I was not only giving up my career, but like giving up my own financial stability because you're used to what you have. So you have to really learn to adjust your mind and your lifestyle to say, well, this is a new phase, so I have to figure out how I'm going to do this and still make it work. So
Absolutely.
Slowly you get there.
You are so brave.
So it's been a long road, but you've got to stay on the track to keep going.
You have done amazingly, you know.
Thank you.
Really, you are a motivation for so many women out there.
I'd like to hope so. You know, you've
You
got to stay strong. You have to, because I don't think I would cope so well if I dwelled on what was wrong with me all the time instead of just saying, well, I've got this, this and this, but I can still do things. I just have to pick the right time. Does that make sense?
That's so positive of you, really.
So-
It's kind of very hard to think of anything positive in this kind of a situation when you're struggling every day.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've sort of changed my mind, I suppose. Not that I was always a positive person, but when you're faced with such a big diagnosis all at once, it's, you know, for a while you think, well, you know, how will I live? How will I go on? You know, and at the time it was like, you know, I was single and I was like, well, you know, will I still ever have a partner? Will I, you know, move forward? But I've been very fortunate in all those situations.
Of course, but you have also put yourself together so well. And look at you. You look lovely today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's talk about some happy stuff now. Are we ready?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. So the idea of true love has lost its essence in the world that we live today. However, you have been very lucky with it. So would you like to share something about your partner who stood by you through this long struggle of yours?
Yes, his name is Dean, and we met, funnily enough, via RSVP. So we had a few conversations for a couple of weeks and, you know, just got to know each other a little bit, as you do. And then we decided we'd meet up with each other, and we got on really well. So, you know, of course, I had explained to him my health battles that I had at the time, which I didn't know about my brain tumour. I didn't know about the MS at that point. It was really just me struggling through, still dealing with the clots I had in my legs because movement was a problem, and, you know, I wasn't feeling that fantastic. I was still a bit drained with everything. And we met and I got my diagnosis, and, you know, I said to him, I said, look, this is what's happened. I understand if you don't want to see each other anymore, because it was early days. And he pretty much shocked me and surprised me all at the same time. And he said, oh, no, we'll deal with everything. It'll be okay.
So beautiful.
It's a pretty special guy. And he's been very patient over the years because, believe me, things come out of nowhere with me, and you just got to sort of decide which way you're going to deal with it. But he's always been there to support me and give me comfort, and when I'm scared, and, you know, I was very worried about having the brain surgery because nobody really wants to think about somebody cutting your head open,
Of course
literally,
not.
and
Yeah.
doing all that kind of thing. So, but I've been very fortunate that he's always been by my side, and since we met, and even more fortunate, he asked me to marry him.
Of course, that's
So,
lovely.
I get to
Congratulations.
do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been together?
Since about July 2012, so we're going on 5.5 years. It'll be 6 years when we get married.
Wow, lovely.
And, we picked the date of 1st of July because that was the date of our first date 6 years ago. So we thought we'd stick with the date. It's done as well. So we'll just stay with the romance of it all, and it is pretty special.
Wow,
So
so touching. So yes, like yeah, you already mentioned that you're getting married on the 1st of July 2018. So tell us something about the preparations and what do you feel about Bella and Isabella gifting you a beautiful wedding gown on your wedding
still
day?
very overwhelmed by that. I couldn't believe it when it happened. Obviously when you realise you're going to get married, you start looking to plan things, and you start writing your list. You need a wedding dress, you need this, you need that. And I joined all the Facebook wedding groups just to see what was out there, what I could do. And I noticed that Bella was running a competition to win a dress, and I thought
Okay.
that would be very handy. Because financially I have to consider
Of course.
everything. So anyway, I sort of contacted Bella and just let her know a few things about the competition, because unfortunately it wasn't quite one you could enter the way it was done, but that's okay. And we just got to talking a little bit, and then time passed, and I went along, and I told Bella, I said, I must come and have a look at the dresses in your store. And they contacted me, her and her partner Isabelle, and they said, look, we've sort of like to know more about your story, and I want to talk to my partner. I think we might want to sponsor you a dress. And I couldn't believe it. I was in shock and overwhelmed that just from meeting somebody, like by chance really, something that amazing could happen.
Wow.
So they have just been such beautiful ladies and so helpful with everything, that I still can't quite believe that everything is happening the way it has happened. It's very, I keep saying overwhelming, but it touches your heart that there's other people out there that care.
It does.
So it's very, very, very heartfelt from me. I can't say thank you enough to everybody involved, because it's just made things a lot less stressful for us, and that's a big thing. So I try and avoid stress at all costs. So just the dress alone was unbelievable, but we've had lovely people like Glen come on board to do our photography,
Of course.
and Monika has offered hair and makeup, and those are things that I never really dreamed about we'd actually have. So it's going to be quite unbelievable, yet
Yes.
believable at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. So
yeah.
did you win the competition though?
No, I didn't win the competition,
Okay.
but that's okay.
You got the dress.
I got the dress, that's right. I still got the dress. That's how generous they are. They just basically, learnt about me and my struggles, and they said, we want to donate a dress. And, I tried to talk them out of it.
Oh, okay.
Well, because,
I know,
yes. But, no,
Yeah.
they have just been amazing with everything. I came here and they said, what style do you want? I had no idea, because, I hadn't really got that far into everything. And, as you can see, they have a beautiful shop, and
Of course they do.
we picked one, shall I say.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Hmm.
So yeah, so
So that's
really
one big
good.
thing
It's
ticked
one big
off.
thing off my mind. That's right. We can tick that one off the list.
Hmm.
And all our preparations are going really well. We've got a venue at over Newton Castle in Keilor, so that's really good. And I think now we're just counting down the days as it gets closer.
Yeah, it'll go past very soon. Yeah.
It's gone very quickly already. It's 12 months when Dean proposed, it was 12 months, a little bit away, and now it's so not 12 months away anymore.
So where's the ring?
The ring. is
Oh,
here.
the ring. So it's a beautiful one. Wow.
I like purple, so he decided to be a bit untraditional, and he did give me a choice, I have to say. He said if you'd prefer a white diamond, we can go and get that. And I
Aw.
decided no, I liked his
Purple.
choice.
Aw.
So I'm keeping it.
It's a ring that
It's a ring,
matters.
that's right.
It doesn't matter it's white or purple or pink or red.
It still means the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
It's a
we're
symbol
sticking
of
with
your
that one.
love, your relationship, and that's more important,
That's
isn't
right.
it?
It is very
Yeah.
important.
Thank you very much for talking to us and sharing your stories,
You're very
Rachel.
welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So, I'm here with the co-owners of Bella E La Bestia Bridal, Isabelle and Bella. Hello ladies, how are you guys doing today?
Hi, we're doing good.
Yeah? Okay, so tell us something about your wedding gown label, Bella E La Bestia Bridal. How did it come to be?
Yes, so I actually started the business 2 years ago on my own, and it was the hard time when I got my son just 4 or 5 months, and I got a dream of opening a bridal store many years ago. So I used to be a very active person, so I have to do something, and I started with 6 wedding gowns in my garage, and then with my mom's helping me, and we start to expanding it to 20 and even more. But it was really hard, and Isabelle, she's really good friend, and she could see what I have been through, and she got the idea to join with me.
Oh.
Yeah, so when she started the business on her own, it was a very hard time for her. Like she was caring for her son, breastfeeding, helping the brides
At the same time. Yeah, I actually carry my son in on my chest and do the lace up. Yeah, oh sorry, wait a minute, I breastfeeding, and then I come back to help them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but luckily all the brides were very understanding, and they look at Bella and they feel that the mother role is very important. Yeah, so me and Bella, we were good friends for some time, and I did witness. We talk a lot on the phone. I like deeply understand her hardship, and I witnessed her growing. You know, like from having through her pregnancy and through her dreams. She keeps sharing to me, and when it got to the point that I said to her, you know, like your business could grow and you can't do that alone. And so we both went off and have a think about it, and we talk and discuss again. And after a few times of consideration, we say, okay, let's just do it. And yeah, and that's how
Wow.
it started. Yeah.
What an incredible story. And it shows like, if women wants to do something, and actually when they join force,
Yeah,
it
join
could,
force.
yeah, join
Yeah.
force, you know, we can be so much stronger, right?
Yes, we do grow a lot stronger. And so after that, we still didn't decide straight away to move to a bigger shop yet. We still, let's see how we go in the garage. And then at that time, the garage, the lease was finished, and we were almost kicked out of there. And I said, you know, why don't we just do it, and we do it big, and we get this shop, and we move everything from the garage to here. Yes, and so that's how it's done.
Yeah, this time last year.
Yeah, this time last year. Yeah.
Such a wonderful story of two businesswomen coming together and creating this beautiful business out here. Wonderful, ladies.
Yeah, we were very lucky to have each other.
Yes, you are. I can see that.
And so we established the brand as a cozy boutique, and I think Isabelle would like to talk about it.
Yeah, so to not that we're lucky that we work well together, we have the same vision of how the business will grow. So we always on the same page. So this is what we want, a cozy little boutique. So when you walked in here, you feel like, wow, it's a totally different, you know, like land.
Absolutely, that's what I felt.
The chandeliers and all the lighting, and the atmosphere feels very cozy. That's what we want to give to our brides. and we definitely want to deliver the best quality dress with the best price, with the most affordable price for our bride. Yeah, and with that we both have to have a very high standard for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Make it hard for us sometimes, but I
Yes.
think it's worth the while doing it. So we very particular of selecting which dress to be in a store, what is the quality of the standard, and very very particular. Yes, so that in that way we guarantee that our customer, our brides, are fully happy with really get the value of the dress.
Yeah, and about the customer service, we're taking care of every single bride from the day one to until the last day that the dress finished with the alteration very, very carefully. Some of the stores, I was thinking that maybe just leave after they buy it, they can do the service anywhere. But then I'm like, no, just do it here. I want to make sure we walk out of the door happily. And yeah, we have got some testimonials and videos with our brides, and they're very, very, very happy with the dress.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Yeah. Another common thing between me and Bala is we always try to have the best customer service. So we make sure everyone is happy walking out, the dress fit perfectly when they walked out here. That's what we want. Yeah.
But that's so essential, isn't it? So they come to you on one of their most special occasions of their life,
Yes.
right?
So the brides, we really want them to feel 100% confident in us. Not just about the dress, it's about the whole process. If anything goes wrong, we are there to help them. And we, as I say, so it's a cozy boutique. We feel like home. So we have brides coming here and talk about family issues, baby issues.
And we also help.
Yes, we also help them. We spend a lot of time helping everyone here.
Oh, that's
do.
wonderful.
And they have invited me to their weddings a lot.
Yeah.
As a friend.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, I know where to go when I have family issues and baby issues someday. Okay, so you complete 1 year of your collaboration on the 25th of Feb this year.
Yes.
And you also have a huge fashion show coming up on that very day in a way of celebrating the whole success story.
Yes, yeah.
So share your idea behind the show and what are the major attractions? What do we get to see there?
Yeah, so we actually choose the 25th. Last year we had a really big grand opening here, and this year we're thinking to do something special for our brides. But then we got a connection with White Night Reception, and they're really lovely, and also got a similar business mind. So we collaborate with them to organize a wedding showcase. So when the brides and the bride's family come to the showcase, they will see our fashion show with Jada Evening Girls. We're launching the new American brand Anzoni, and we also especially will have the show with our luxury collection to name Belgium. And besides that, we have more than 10 wedding vendors on the day, such as wedding cake, limousine, and suit, and event height, and a lot more. So it's like a one-stop shop for the brides. And
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so it's quite convenient for everyone to come on the day. They got a lot of information and special deal as well.
So it's all gonna be there on the same venue, at the same spots.
Yes.
Yes.
And people can actually make a deal for their weddings.
Yes, the people can. So all of the suppliers, the wedding service suppliers, we talk to them and we think that they would deliver the best quality for our bride. And we were like, okay, would you like to join us? And they all say yes, and we were very happy about that. On the day we also have 2 fashion shows.
Wow.
Yeah, so one will be conducted at 2 p.m. and another one will be at 4 p.m. that will show. We have all the beautiful models wearing our beautiful dress, walking around, so everyone can see closely how it looks on person. Yeah.
Yes, and after the first show on the 25th, I would introduce Rachel. So Rachel is one of our lovely brides that I talked to her before just on the internet, and I found that she got a really emotional story that I was thinking to sponsor for her wedding coming in this July, and so we got the idea that maybe she come on the event and we will hang the dress for her on that day.
Wow, isn't that lovely?
It's a way to mark one of our milestones. It's a year anniversary, and we can help such a beautiful person.
Wow. That's a great event to be attending this year. Yeah. So guys, you know where you need to be on 25th of Feb. Okay, moving on. So, yes, how did you come in contact with Rachael McEwen?
I think as I remember, I was talking, she contacted me to ask about the dress, just like any other bride before. And
I think at that moment we're having a competition of giving away dress.
Oh yes, she did mention.
Yes.
Right.
And so that's how Rachel know that we have that to offer, and that's why she contacted Bella. Yeah. So at the end of that competition, we still have a winner, and Rachel.
Wow.
yes, so I found her story really touching, and I talked with Isabelle, hey, what should we do? Can we do anything for her? Because if I keep thinking if I was in her circumstance, it's really hard. And she got a beautiful story, love story that Dean's always beside her for years.
Yes.
And yeah, I think if we can help her with the dress, it would be
Just the least thing we could do.
yes.
That's very sweet of you ladies, really. It's something really incredibly sweet. Not everybody comes across something like this, you know, in like daily life, I would say. It's not a story that you hear every other day. It's very unique, you know, what she has gone through and what you guys have been trying to do for her. It's incredible.
Thank you.
And so yeah, it's just to add to the previous question, so what made you decide to gift a $2,000 worth of wedding gown to Rachel?
Yes, so since I read her story to GoFundMe, and I actually been talking to her. I didn't know why. We just keep talking about everything, the wedding, love life, and that's why I asked her more questions about that story. Oh, does that really happen to you? That's really something big that I have never seen. So if we can a little help from us that make something big to her, it would I think we will feel happy to make her happy too. And the wedding dress, I came with this career because when a bride or a woman getting married and wear the wedding gown on, that's I think one of the happiest moments that a woman have in life.
Absolutely.
So I want to give that and give a hand to Rachel as well.
She has been an incredible woman, very strong.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We are all motivated and inspired by her story, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yes, and like I kept saying, women, when they join forces, you know, we can move rocks.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your stories with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to say thank you to Robin. So through Robin, I know Natasha and I know the whole crew, and I would like to really, really thank you everyone to come today. Without you, I couldn't believe that this happened, and we can all help Rachel.
Yeah, I remember the day when you messaged me.
Yeah.
I think Robin introduced us Yeah, and then and then we actually meet finally and doing this interview. It's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so inspired after meeting you ladies. Really,
Thank you for all
Yes.
coming. Thank you for all your effort.
Aw, thank you. This is the least we could do.
It's the best team.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank